So far, students have asked me several times, how can we model decorative parametric models like these images in 3ds Max? If you also want to learn, stay with me until the end of the video. Hey there guys, I'm Behzat and welcome to CWAR. I decided to model these wooden parametric elements you see in the picture. So let's jump into the 3ds Max and start the workflow. First of all, I'm gonna draw a straight vertical line in the front viewport. As you can see, each wooden element consists of 3 curves. And in order to model these curves, I'm gonna add 3 vertices to the line we drew. And to do this, I'm gonna use the Refine tool from the Modify panel. So all you have to do is to activate the Refine tool and then add 3 vertices along the line. After that, I'm gonna select these 3 vertices and convert them to corner Bezier state. As you can see, by moving these vertices, we are able to model the desired arcs. Once we have done that, I'll use the Array tool to create multiple copies of this arc at regular intervals. So let's go to the Array tool from the Tools tab and then click on the Preview button. Okay, I want to have my copies in the y-axis, so I'm gonna set it on 40 centimeters. And I'm gonna set the number of copies on 5. By doing this, I've divided the model to 5 sections, and what I have to do is to see what the shape of the arcs in each section is and try to make the arcs of each section in that shape. For example, here the second section is a little bit different from the first one, so let's try to make the differences. In this regard, I'm going to select the second arc, and I'm going to change the shape of the arc by moving the vertices. Just notice that after these steps, I'm going to use the Morph modifier, and the requirements to use this modifier is that the number of vertices of the arcs we have must be the same. For example, here, each of the arcs have 5 vertices. Okay, now that we have designed the arcs, it's time to assign an extrude modifier to them. Okay, I think 1.5 centimeters for amount of extrusion is okay. But let's convert the viewport shading to default. And as you can see, we have a problem here, which is the shading of the wooden elements, which are in the opposite side. And to fix it, I'm gonna assign a normal modifier to them. Well, it's much better now. Okay, now it's time to assign an edit poly modifier to them. And after that, select the borders subcategory and then select all of them. Now hold the shift button on your keyboard and then drag the borders on the x-axis. Now from the vertices subcategory, I'm gonna select all of the vertices which are in the back side. And then from the Modify panel, I'm gonna make them planar on the x-axis. Now that we've done that, let's go back to the borders again and then click on the cap option from the Modify panel to cap the holes that are on the back side. Okay, now as you can see, we have created the sections that we want. The second step is beginning from here. Just select the first section and from the Creation tab and Geometry category, expand the rollout and select the compound objects. And from this section, click on the Morph button. And after that, from the parameters of the Morph modifier, activate the pick targets. And after that, set your time slider on frame 25 and then select the second element. And again, set your time slider on frame 50 and select the third element. And then do the same process on the next elements until you reach to frame 100. Now that we've done that, deactivate the pick target button and then press the M button on your keyboard or activate the auto key option. Then set your time slider on frame 25 and click on the align option from the main toolbar and then select the second element. Once you have done that, a new dialog will appear. What we do here is that to align the center of the first object to center of the second object on the y-axis. And this process should take place from the frame 0 to frame 25. And after that, we're gonna do the same process on the next elements. Let me explain the process again to you. With the help of the Morph modifier, we are able to convert an object to another object with the same count of vertices in a specified number of frames. Now that we have done that, let's hide these 4 elements and then deactivate the auto key option. And if you scroll the time slider from frame 0 to frame 100, you will see that the desired changing on the shape of the object is happening. Now we have reached to the final step. Select the object and from the Tools tab, click on the Snapshot. And by doing this, a new dialog will appear. And what you should do here is to check the range option and from frame 0 to frame 100, make 45 copies on the state of mesh. I think it's not enough and let's increase the number of copies from 45 to 55. Well, I think it is much better now. Let's just remove the extra elements from the beginning and end of the model. And now it is time to assign an FFT modifier to all of the objects. Expand the FFT modifier from the stack box and click on the control points. Now let's select these control points over here and move them a little bit down. And let's move up these control points over here. And then let's select these control points and move them a little bit forward. And finally, as you can see, we have modeled a very attractive parametric model within 9 minutes and only 3 steps. Thanks for watching the video and don't forget to practice and subscribing the channel. And if you have any question or comments, share with me on the comment section below. Take care of yourself, see you in the next videos.